kind of touching on something you just discussed with the feedback as far as language, and you mentioned early on in this first 100 days, 90 days, listening and learning are going to be important to you. So with that in mind, and I know it's only been a couple of weeks since the games, what have you heard and what have you learned from that primarily?
Yeah. So, I'd say there's starting at the top. I think what's been really encouraging is hearing consistently from everyone how excited people are to kind of grow. They see the opportunity for growth. They want to be a part of it. They want to be supportive. People have really asked for, one of the big themes and conversations I've had is consistency and clarity. And we have this really interesting balance that we need to strike, kind of coming back to this notion of like a clear long-term vision. We have to be able to communicate a vision and strategy that we can all plan around. We also need to remain nimble because some of the things that we try won't work or can be improved. And so making sure that we communicate that in a way that allows everyone in the ecosystem to plan and align around, I think is really, really important for us. And that starts for us, is making sure we've got a clear plan and that we do a really good job with communication. And that's something I heard from folks, a lot of folks who I talked to as well, is wanting to see more communication from HQ, but also recognizing over the course of the last year and a half, that there's been a really marked investment from the team and doing a better job with that.
What were your main takeaways from the CrossFit Games? Because I'm guessing that was a little bit like drinking from a fire hose.
Yeah, it was an incredible experience. I'd say my biggest takeaways were, there were a lot of things that I would have probably said ahead of the games in an intellectual sense that I got to experience in a visceral and emotional sense by being at the games. So starting with just the passion that people have for CrossFit and for the community blew me away. Just walking around and talking to people, you could feel the energy and the pure positivity. I mean, the positivity in walking around the games where you've got tens of thousands of people. It's hot. It's kind of a crazy environment, and yet people are so happy to be there. That was a really big takeaway for me. Two, I was blown away by I thought the team did an exceptional job this year. The games was amazing, and I heard from everyone I talked to that they had a great experience at the games. Getting to see behind the curtain a little bit and understand what it takes, the amount of complexity, 800 volunteers who take their summer vacation to show up and work, all the hundreds of other people who are coordinating every event, from the media side and being able to tell the story, to the logistics of moving an equipment on and off the field, to being able to adjust and adapt to weather changes, et cetera. And it all coming off flawlessly. Incredible hats off to the team. They did an exceptional job pulling that off. And so I have a newfound appreciation for how challenging that is. Big takeaway. And then, I'd say the other piece is, I had this coming in, but I guess the fire inside of me now to go take what we have and work with the team to bring it to 100x more people. It feels like an imperative. It feels like something we have a responsibility to go do, and seeing what this does for people and what the opportunity is.
The games have always been kind of a bright and shiny kind of marketing tool, if you will, for the methodology at the highest degree. But there's so much more to, the community, and you mentioned those three kind of pillars. So what do you feel needs to be done, at least from a marketing standpoint, that the other areas of the company are accurately represented, or at least there's a cohesive kind of connective tissue between all of them?
Yeah, no question. This was, coming into the games was a really big focus for the team. This is a big moment for our sport. It's a big moment for our community. And it's a big opportunity for us to expose more and more people to CrossFit. And we wanted to make sure, the team wanted to make sure the spotlight is on these incredible men and women who achieve incredible things and show off what's possible in the sport. But there's also the other parts of the community where the work's getting done every day. And so we wanted to make sure there's a spotlight on the affiliates. We wanted to make sure there's a spotlight on the stories of transformation that are happening in boxes all around the world. And so there were a few things that the team did this year that I thought were exceptional. Starting on the storytelling side, There was a lot of content this year that was aimed at telling those everyday stories and getting that out there, demonstrating and highlighting the role of the coach, highlighting the role of the affiliate, highlighting how CrossFit is for everyone. I thought the team did an amazing job with that, and that's just the start. We're going to do more of that work. You'll see that content distributed through other channels, and hopefully what we get from that is, again, more people around the world who didn't before the games think CrossFit was for them, walking into their local affiliate and say, hey, I want to be a part of this. The second thing we really wanted to focus on was highlighting affiliates there and making sure they felt like they're doing the work. And so the team did a ton of work. You probably got a chance to check out the affiliates.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was cool.
It was awesome.
Team did an amazing job there. We had a bunch of get-togethers for the affiliates where we had a chance to talk to them and learn from them and hear from them. And so my hope is, and I think we did a good job with this in talking to affiliates, that they walked away feeling and knowing the critical role that they play in the community and the commitment we have to doing a good job of supporting them.
I've always thought that CrossFit did a great job of talking to everyone in the bubble already. How do you break outside of that and expose people who have no idea what this is, and communicate that message to them that, hey, you're welcome here. This is for anybody, and if you come into one of these gyms, you're going to have a really life-changing experience.
Yeah, no question. And this question is so important because it gets to our most important job at HQ. This is our job. Our affiliates do an incredible job. When people walk in the box, we have enormous confidence that their life is going to be changed. We got to get them in the box. And if we're going to reach 100x more people, then we've got to do a good job of telling the story. So it starts with the shift in focus on the media side. You guys have seen, going back, you can go back 15 years and watch these videos that were produced that are just mind-blowing. And so we got to tap into some of the work that we've done. We've got to capture news stories. We got to get them in front of people. And we got to do that at HQ and think about how do we get our story out there? How do we reach people where they are? How do we tell stories in a way that's going to resonate? The second thing we need to do is our affiliate owners are telling the story every day. The best way to hear about CrossFit is from another CrossFitter who walked into a box, whose life was changed, who goes home and say, I didn't think it was for me. It was. Let me tell you about it. And there are things that we are starting to do a better job of supporting affiliate owners so that they can get that message out there. This week, we actually just released an affiliate content kit. It's a bunch of media assets that can be used in every box around the world. We're translating it, localizing it. We're going to get it out there that make it really easy for affiliate owners to get these stories out there, to support authentic stories that are being shared by their box members, for them to share some of the video assets, email templates, et cetera, that make it easier to tell the story. So those are some of the things that we're working on.
For sure. You touched on something there that I felt has always been, I don't want to say a roadblock, but it's been a pretty steep hill to climb, and that's scaling the message accordingly globally to the unique scenarios that each country has, that each language provides, that each culture has within their own little fitness ecosystem. And is that something that has been present so far? And how do you feel in that process, at least through the first few weeks?
Yeah, we have a lot of work to do. What I will say is that we have this extraordinary seminar staff that is around the world, they're dedicating their weekends to training folks, telling the story, et cetera. We have also invested, and we've got these amazing country managers that exist around the world that are operating on insanely lean budgets, who are in a super scrappy, super creative sort of way, figuring out how to tell the story, support affiliates, and get it done. We got a lot more work we need to do at HQ to support them. And one of the probably biggest challenges that we're going to have is figuring out, with a relatively small team and limited resources, where do we place our bets? But there's a lot of work we need to do. The main site's not translated in most languages. It's in English. Our assets, all these resources that we develop for English language, aren't available in a lot of markets around the world. Those same types of tools that we're investing in with things like the affiliate content kit, we need to continue to work and scale that so that the men and women who are on the ground doing the work, their job is as easy as it possibly can. So this would be a big focus for us.